Hello darlings, it's me again. Oh, here we are, look, check that out. There you go. Tuesday, and it's 10 to 3 in the morning. And I had a question for Feckwig in his taxi business. Here you are, what you are looking at there is all the zones, if you like, that we have. That's our area. You got your west up the top there, west, north and east. Central, which is kind of adjacent to the CBD. And then your Tamaki's areas, which are kind of between south and middle really. South and CBD. And then you got down the bottom there, you got way down in the deep dark south, and you got that's of Auckland, and then you got the Manukau's in the middle there, an airport on the left. Now, I guess if you were really into this job and you were, there's two types of taxi driver, as I see it. There is the hunter and there is the gatherer. Now, the hunter will press on area and push the wrong button. The hunter will hit on area, and I'm in the Tamaki as I've explained. Excuse me, you got the Tamaki's right there. Now if I break onto that, that's kind of, you know, that's close to Auckland, that's sort of the posh area. That's the posh area, but maybe not quite as posh as that one, and that one's not as posh, and that one's less posh, and that one's probably less posh. But it's the sub sort of areas of the Tamaki, so it's broken down. The hunter will consistently look. There's no taxis, no orders. I'm actually sitting in that area, Tamaki 3, which is there. And that one car, one taxi, that's me. So, as I look at that, and I can look at that area and that area. Now, I'm about a minute away from that area in that direction. And I'm about 30 seconds away from that area in that direction. So as you can see, I'm kind of, oh yeah, that's Tamaki 2 to the left, Tamaki 1 to the right, and I suppose Tamaki 5 I could probably be there in about, I'd say 3 to 5 minutes depending on the traffic lights. Tamaki 6 is further south. Tamaki 4, someone's sitting there. So I've got Tamaki 2 to the left, Tamaki 1 to the right. I'm in Tamaki 3. Now, hopefully, if an order comes up, that will turn to 1, or that will turn to 1, or what have you. So you have like one taxi, one order. Now, question for Feckwig. As I've said, you've got the hunter, taxi driver, and you've got what I call the harvester or the gatherer, I suppose. He just sort of sits back and kind of probably go from you know, job to job and just sit and wait for the next job to come in. Although having said that, if you sat all the way down here, let's say, you would find yourself sitting a very long time in South 1, 2, or specifically South 3, a hell of a long time, because we get very little people down there, and South 3 is kind of out in the country anyway. So, question for you, Feckwig, are you a hunter or are you a gatherer? Do you sort of keep an eye on all those zones and sit yourself on the border and try and get there first, or do you just, you know, whatever will be, and just retreat back to your safe position, if you like, which I gather is kind of more your suburban and away from your towns, if you like, away from your your nightlife. Because what I'm doing is, oh bugger, look, see, someone's popped into Tamaki 5 there, right here. So that rules that one out, because what we're doing now is we're waiting for an airport. It's about this time in the morning that the airports start coming in. And you can look at that in about 2 hours, maybe an hour's time, and there'll probably be half a dozen airports there. Now, the point is, for me, is to look at Tamaki 1, which, as I say, is kind of that way, and a look at Tamaki 2, which is kind of that way. I'm on the borders of... I'm on the borders of Tamaki 2, Tamaki 3, and Tamaki 1's about a minute to the right. So, are you a hunter? Do you hunt the work? Do you try and keep an eye on it and think, rum, and race off to that zone where that water is? Or don't you give a flying two-stroke, so to speak? So there you have it. In terms of what's been going on here, not a hell of a lot. I've done all right. I've done okay today. A little bit more. If I can finish off with an airporter and meet my wife over there in a couple of hours' time, that'll be brilliant. And then I can say, well, we've done our expectations for the night. But it has been quiet, and I mean, it is a Monday as well. But it's been relatively busy, even though it's been a Monday, because I think a lot of drivers just haven't come in. And it is, if I can show you, 12 degrees centigrade. But it's windy and it's squally. Right now it's calm, but it is definitely, you're getting knocked around on the motorway. So there you are. So that keeps people home. I think it keeps some of the drivers home. Hey, as I've said to you before, we're a sort of high-end premium taxi service, if you like. I had somebody phone up tonight and the job came through on the meter. I had to go and pick up a packet of Dunhill Blue and a packet of Dunhill Red cigarettes and deliver them. Who the hell gets a taxi, a premium taxi no less, not your cheap crap cab, to go and pick up a couple of packets of smokes and deliver them? I got paid for the smokes in cash, of course, but, you know, it was an account job. So, I ask you. I mean, I've picked up pizza and takeaways before from a posh joint in town, a posh sort of a high-end restaurant, and delivered them to a home, but yeah, I've never done that before. Not smokes. That's crazy. Anyway, can't think of anything exciting. Hello to my kids in Australia, and if I can remember, I'll upload this to the ether when I get home. And I'll just keep an eye on this meter. Okay, toodaloo for now.